Hello, people of the internet. It's been a long while once again, but I'm back from vacation. No one is home right now, everyone is off to a restaurant, so I'm going to try and make as much reviews as possible. With today in the title, as you saw, Pinocchio, a true story. This one was very bad. So the story of Pinocchio, a true story, is basically just like any other story of Pinocchio, with a couple of twists. But let's just recap Pinocchio on itself. You have Pinocchio and Geppetto. Pinocchio is a wooden doll. Geppetto is an old guy. Might be a pedophile, who knows. Anyway, but Pinocchio gets brought to life by a fairy, and then his dream is to become a real boy. That is what basically happens in Pinocchio. Then he goes into the wide world, he becomes a circus act, ends up eaten by a whale, and escapes the whale and becomes a human boy. That's basically Pinocchio. The more you know. This one follows sort of the same story. He gets made basically accidentally by a swish of the wand from the fairy. But after that, he just grows up a very, very, very small bit, and he does some cool tricks on a horse, and he asks his father when he can, yeah, leave and be on his own. Like the famous meme, when can I leave to be on my own? I got the whole world to see. Everyone knows that. But, so eventually Geppetto lets him go, he becomes a circus act, he falls in love with a girl. I don't know if that's different, I'm pretty sure it is. But he falls in love with a girl. Owner of the circus is very bad. Eventually he becomes a boy. That's this part. No whale, no weird things. You do have the fox and the cat. They work for the owner of the circus. So that's basically our story. The biggest change of this is the nose, because everyone knows, nose. Anyway, everyone knows that when Pinocchio lies, his nose gets larger. Not a fucking moment of that in this one, and it's horrendous. The fucker does not lie for one single bit. Please! I know you might want to do your own thing with it, but you know your movie is going to be shit, so at least try to have the main plot point of Pinocchio, that he lies. It doesn't happen. Like, come on, man. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And just the rest is also terrible. You have this extra character without a fucking cheekbone. He has no jawline. He tries to search for Pinocchio because he wants to get him killed or something. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And my god, the characters, we're getting into that now. The characters of this thing are so bad. Let's start off with Pinocchio. You can't say a lot about him because he isn't Pinocchio. He doesn't lie. One thing I can say about him is that he's an annoying little prick. He's so annoying. It's genuinely horrendous. He just doesn't work as a character. Little break in the video because my little fatty watty Felix just came in. I was in the middle of my story, little man. Why are you ruining my video, big fatty watty? You wanna go outside? I'm gonna take you outside, my little man. Fat ass. Sorry for that minor inconvenience. He wanted to go outside. Anyway, we have talked about Pinocchio. Other annoying characters, you have the detective. I already told you about him. No jawline. Annoying, doesn't add shit to the plot. The only thing he adds to the plot is that the movie gets stretched out for longer. Because this is 1 hour and 30 minutes, it is way too long. Everything gets stretched out. I don't know how kids can watch this. It's bad, but as a kid you don't notice that. But it's also so long, and kids are having a terrible attention span. Me as well. I also have a very bad one in case of movies. So yeah, that. Like, he is useless. You also have the girl he has a crush on. I thought her name was Bella. She has blue hair for a reason. She sings a lot of stupid songs and she doesn't know who she wants to be. or something. But she also adds nothing to the plot. But spoiler alert, but who cares? She is the one who turns him into a human boy by her tears. She has magical tears. And the plot twist of the movie is that she ends up being the lost daughter of Zero Jawline Man. Doesn't work in my opinion. Doesn't work, but who cares about my opinion? Anyway, the last character I really want to talk about is Tybalt. Tybalt is his horse, the one he did tricks on. He's also the narrator of this movie. To start off with, he's annoying as ever. He is one of the worst characters I've ever seen in the movie. But Tybalt also is the guidance of Pinocchio in this movie. Like you have it all the time. In the original one, it's a cricket. Then in the Belgian musical from Studio 100, it is a other puppet. But here, it is Tybalt the horse. And let me tell you one thing about Tybalt the horse. Tybalt the horse is the worst guidance you can ever have in a Pinocchio movie. Because he constantly asks himself, what would Geppetto say to me? That's already bad, but it could lead up to a moment where he eventually knows what to say for himself, like you sometimes have. But the problem is, Pinocchio says to Tybalt what Geppetto would say to Tybalt, resulting in the fact that Pinocchio can be his own guidance, because he knows what Tybalt needs to say to him to have success. Resulting in the fact that Tybalt is absolutely useless in this whole bunch of garbage. You understand what I mean, you know. When a character knows what he needs to say to himself to motivate himself to do the right thing, but has to tell that to the person who should be saying those things to motivate him. I don't even know what I need to say anymore. It ends up in the fact that it's stupid. That is it. It's stupid. The last thing I want to talk about today is the voice acting, because my god, that was cringe and very bad. But this movie is famously known for one single thing. There is one sentence in this whole thing, or two. Stupid. Or two sentences in this thing, where Pinocchio says the words, "Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I got the whole world to see." That is a very important line in this movie, because it is from the trailer, and it is what has made it is what has made this thing exist. Remember that. Like, I'm getting so fed up, I'm starting to go all caveman mode. Anyway, you know that line. We have that line. It is in the movie, but the problem is, it is voice acted, it is redone. Now he just says it in a normal way. The zestiness and the funniness on the meme is gone. You watch it for that only part and they've cut it out. Motherfuckers, if I find you, I'm going to kill your family. It's not okay. Like, me and my buddies, we only watch this solely for that part. And because of my challenge, of course. But they only watch it for that. And it's gone. Like, how bad can it be? And then after it happens pretty early in the movie. After that, you still have 1 hour and 20 minutes to go. It's abysmal. Anyway, I gave it a 0.8 out of 10, I'm pretty sure. My buddy Aaron gave it a 1.1, and my buddy Maxim gave it a 5 out of 100. So I can say positively that no one likes this one. It was the worst movie I had seen until that date, but it has been changed. But I have to record a lot today, but who cares? So don't watch it unless you're with a bunch of friends. But my conclusion will be the same. I think eventually the movie will still be a very hard watch. Anyways, thank you for watching, and ciao ciao.